Stitch and Lucy have gotten themselves into a big mess again. Stitch and Lucy were over at Ms Foxy's apartment, taking care of her plants when she wasn't home, and they had a little bit too much fun. Lucy went in and was trying on Ms Foxy's shoes. And Ms Foxy had these cards in order from least to greatest, and Stitch and Lucy went and mixed them all up. Now, Ms Foxy is very particular and does not like if her stuff gets messed up, so we have to make sure that we get these back in order from least to greatest before she notices. So I'm seeing that I have 42 hundredths, 7 tenths, 1 3/10, 111 thousandths, and 1 25 hundredths. So, how are we going to figure out the order? I'll wait. No, Lucy, we can't just randomly put them back in order and hope she doesn't notice. What's that, Stitch? Ah, yes, a place value chart is a great idea. Okay, I know my numbers aren't that big, so I can put my tens, and I've got my ones, and then I want to leave room for the decimal point, and I know that to the right of the decimal point is the tenths, and then the hundredths, and the thousandths. Now, I just have to chart my numbers. Here, I see I have 0 holes, and then I have 42 hundredths. Here, I have 0 holes and 7 tenths. In this one, I have 1 hole and 3 tenths. Seriously, you guys really are not doing very much of this work at all. Here, I still have 0 holes, and I have 111 thousandths. And in this last one, I have 1 hole and 25 hundredths. Okay, so now I put them all into a good-looking chart, but what good does that do me? I need to look at my highest place value to figure out what is going to be my greatest decimal. So I know that I don't have anything in the tens, so I'm going to move over and look at the ones. Now, these 3 don't have anything written in the ones place, so I'm just going to be looking at 1 3/10 and 1 25 hundredths to figure out which of those is the greatest decimal. So looking at these that have a 1 in the ones place, I'm now going to compare the tenths place, which is the next biggest place value. I know that 3 is bigger than 2, so 1 3/10 has got to be the biggest decimal. So that I know I've already completed it, I'm going to cross it off so that I don't accidentally count it twice. And Lucy's going to hold on to it for me. Now I know the next biggest one is going to be the only one left that has a 1 in the ones place, because the other ones don't have any ones at all. So I know that's going to be 1 25 hundredths. Thank you, Lucy. You're being very helpful cleaning up your mess. Now, since none of them have anything in the ones place, I've got to move on to looking at the tenths place. Of the ones I have left, I have a 4, a 7, and a 1. I know that the 7 is the biggest, so my next biggest decimal is going to be 0 7 tenths. Now I'm looking at the ones I have left, and I have 42 hundredths, and I have 111 thousandths. And for a second, I'm like, man, this one has so many digits. This one's so long. That's gotta be the bigger decimal. But then I remind myself that good mathematicians look at the biggest place values first. So they both don't have any ones. And then when I look at the tenths, 4 is bigger than 1. So I know that 42 hundredths is bigger than 111 thousandths because I look at the bigger place value first and 4 is greater than 1. Now I made sure that I sorted all of the decimals on my place value chart, and I have them in order from least to greatest. And now we are all ready to go return these to Ms. Foxy's house. All right, you ready to go? Oh,